Hi traders, and welcome to the Just Emini's result page. I'm glad that you've made it here. Just want to run through with this quick video just to let you know what the results down below are. Now, in the trading room, what we mainly focus on, because we have a very large range of different traders of different experience levels, as you can imagine, I focus a lot on a setup that we call the conservative setup in the trading room. The conservative setup is basically, it's what it is. It's a more trustworthy trade, and that's what I want to focus on a lot. So the results you see down below is from an actual account of mine, and I funded it with $5,000. Now it's an account that's linked up to this website. So all these results you see down below here are from this $5,000 account. I only take the conservative setups on this account. So any newbie trader can get very similar results to what you see down below on a $5,000 account. That's the reason why I've kept it, within reach to see what can be expected of a new trader if you're starting out with a capital of around about the same amount of money. So we do have a few different strategies in place. Now this is just a very, very standard setup of ours. You're looking at a static screenshot here at the moment, so it's just an image that I've taken off the charts. Now this is a very, very basic setup. So it's a 9:45 entry, right, in the morning. And that was 15:12 and a quarter entry, so it was quite good. What we have here is our risk limit. So we've got a 5-tick risk limit. We've always got a very good risk to reward, and this is the trade setup. This is the only trade setup that we take, and we obviously focus a lot more on the promising ranges and areas, which is very, very important. So all of our setups, usually, most of them have a 5-to-1 reward risk. Now, however you say it, risk reward, reward risk. I always like to put the reward up front, but it's a 1-to-5 risk reward. So you're always focusing on this, and this is what we need to really, really focus on. Now, my trading methodology is not for scalpers. You can use it as a scalping method. There isn't anything wrong in that. But as you can see here, 9:45 entry for this triggered here at around about 1:45 in the afternoon. So it was a lunchtime exit, and that was a 5.25 point trade. Right. So this is just one morning. So if you happen to be trading on one contract on a $5,000 account, you could have a $2,500 account trading on one contract. So that's the basics of what this page is representing. So we're using a $5,000 account, and these are the setups that we're taking. So it's always again a 5-to-1 reward risk, and this is the setups that we focus on. We focus on the conservative setup. Now, it doesn't happen every day, but it does happen the majority of the days. So we want to focus on this as much as we can, preferably early morning if possible, although it doesn't always happen like that, of course, and as you can understand, they're not always positive. So if anyone in the market or anyone on any website tells you they've got a perfect track record, I would run the other way, because it doesn't happen. There are some months that this conservative setup does have a loss for a month, and we recently had one in January. Now, January was a very strange month, as you're more than likely aware, but the conservative setups weren't working. I'll show you what was working in January, and that's the next screenshot here. This is a slightly different setup, and this is a swing trade. What this particular setup is, and it's the same thing, it's a 5-to-1 risk reward, as you can see. Around about that, it's actually a little bit bigger, I think. It is a swing trade. Now, swing trade are positions that can be held overnight. Now, not everyone's comfortable with doing this, and I don't recommend this for the new trader. Right, so this is a little bit more of an advanced strategy. You need a few prerequisites before you get to this stage. But what that is of course, one obvious prerequisite, you obviously need a large enough account to be able to support this kind of trade setup, because your risk is often considerably larger than 3 points. So it's a little bit larger of a risk, but bear in mind, have a look at the target setups through here. We've got some large profit target. So this target would be a 77.50. So you've got 19-point target here, right, for a 3-point risk, right? So it's quite a considerable risk reward. As you can see, it's quite nice, and this setup is all that we focus on. But how large are the range? That's when we can either trade intraday or swing trades. So we want to know what setups are coming up and what's around us. And within this target, believe it or not, when we're trading in this range, we can take several intraday trades throughout here towards this target. This particular setup may have triggered off some intraday setups also. So we do look at those promising setups if we're in that range. So bear in mind, the results down below are strictly intraday. And that's the previous screenshot that I showed you earlier. They're the intraday setups. Although bear in mind that we also take from a few of the experienced members, which I'm not displaying in the result pages down below, are the swing trades, where we do often take these big trades. And there are some members that only focus on the swing trades only. These swing trades only, as you can see, as you can see, the limit order here was placed on Friday morning. So Friday morning at about 10 a.m. It didn't quite get a fill. The market obviously closed over the weekend. Monday, the limit order was still placed there. Still didn't get a fill. Went through overnight into Tuesday. Tuesday morning, it got itself a fill around 10 a.m. Right, the risk is always being calculated, so it's always in place. You need to let the trade play out and see what it wants to do. So from there, it's thankfully in this particular case here, as we've had an upside target and we've been trending upwards, so it was a promising trade setup. We had an entry here on Tuesday morning. It had floated through Wednesday. Wednesday come quite close again to our entry, although we were quite prepared with our risk. And then again, it did it so on Thursday for a nice winning trade into Friday. So this target was taken out Friday around lunchtime. Right, so this is what swing trading is. It's a position that can be held overnight. In this particular case, it happened over between Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, finished on Friday for a 19-point target. Alright, so there are different setups that you can take. Alright, traders, that was just a brief introduction of what the results are down below. So again, I'm trading a $5,000 account on the results that you see down below. I withdraw money out from this account every single month, month in, month out. There was one month in January where we were struggling to try and squeeze out a conservative trade, and unfortunately we got caught up in very small trades there, but that was the range of the market at the time. So we do have a positive outcome, of course, and trading is obviously based on a large range of data. You can't focus on one or two trades and think, oh, this doesn't work. That's not what trading's about. If you focus on 20 trades, regardless if successful or losses, you need to base your data on those 20 trades, and that's what we focus on a lot in the room. All right, traders, go ahead and peruse the rest of the results, and if you've got any questions, you're more than welcome to contact me via my contact page. My name's George Borg, and we'll see you in the trading room.